Right.
Hello all, welcome to my channel. So today we will talk about setting goals. But this setting goals is slightly different from what probably you have heard all these days. Most of you would have heard about SMART goals, right? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Right? That is the SMART framework. And most of the times, the SMART goals are set for individuals in any organization. But have you heard something about team goals? So, MIT Sloan of School Management, they have studied some of the successful organizations like Google, Intel, and few other companies. And they analyzed more than 500,000 goals and academic literature. And they came up with 4 key principles. So let us look at what are those key principles related to team goals. So in 2018, Donald Searle and Charles Searle, they came up with these 4 principles. Successful organizations have the team goals, which are frequently discussed. And they're also ambitious in scope. So if you look at the SMART framework, in that SMART, A stands for achievable. But here, in this framework, they're talking about ambitious. That means it is slightly more than achievable. We will discuss about it in detail. And then they also found that these organizations have very specific metrics. And they also found that these goals are transparent to everyone. That means the entire team is able to see these metrics or goals. So let us look at these things one by one, and they call it as a FAST framework. So what is the frequently discussed? What it means? So the goals should be embedded in your ongoing discussions with your team to review the progress and how the resources are allocated, what is the priority, right? And then what is the feedback, right? Both providing and receiving from each of the team members, like how things are going, whether things are going well or not, kind of thing. So this one will give a guidance for key decisions because you are frequently discussing your goals. So it will also become a guidance. And second thing is the employees are more focused on what is important because in every your staff meeting, a team meeting, or your daily stand-up meeting, you focus on, okay, what are our team goals? So all employees in your team, all team members are focusing on what is important. And they also can evaluate the progress. They don't need to wait until a milestone to decide whether we have completed this or not. Instead, because they are discussing every day or every week kind of thing, though they know the progress and they can also make course corrections instead of waiting till the last minute. And of course, the performance also linked to concrete goals, which are discussed very frequently, right? So now you need to align with your team on what should be the frequency of discussions. Is it a daily? If it is daily, for how much time? Like 15 minutes? Or is it a weekly? If it is weekly, how much time we should allocate like that? And then what you need to discuss in those sessions is our activities. Are our activities aligning with goals? Whatever we are doing, is it aligned with our team goal? And how the cross-functional teams or our own teams are doing? And are we track to reach the goals? Are there any risks or issues we should address? And how can we improve further? What support is required? And these are the questions you should ask in these meetings. And when you frequently discuss these things, people can really focus on what is important. And next one is ambitious in scope. So again, as I said, it is slightly different from your SMART goals, because in the SMART it says A, that is A is for achievable. But here we are talking about ambitious. That means objectives should be difficult. They should not be easy. It should be difficult, but at the same time, it should not be impossible also. Okay. So what happens is, when you set up something stretch goal, we call it as stretch objectives, right? So you have to go out of your comfort zone to meet those goals. And also, you don't set just regular, conservative goals. And then, it drives innovation and creativity, because you want to do something more than what normally you can achieve. For that, you need to align with your team members on what is our non-negotiable outcome. When you decide something, I have to achieve this, you have to achieve, right? You don't have choice there. And similarly, what is negotiable outcomes? Okay, sometimes maybe, I can set up some kind of results or goals, which are little negotiable. So you need to set those two. One set of non-negotiable, that is must, mandatory to achieve. And second one is, okay, I will try my level best, but I will try to reach that goal. So again, you need to discuss about what I can achieve as an individual team member, or what we need to achieve as a team. How I can exceed my own expectations, or how our team can exceed our own expectations. How do we raise our own bar? Is it the best I can do, or is it the best as a team we can do, or can we do anything more differently? We need to think about it. So that is about ambitious. And then we talk about specific metrics. This is more or less equivalent to your SMART objectives, because here you need to translate your goals into actionable items, concrete metrics, right? And also you need to come up with the milestones, by when you want to achieve, and by when what you want to achieve. Okay. So it provides you clarity on, what employees are expected to deliver. So when you get these specific metrics, every employee, each and every team member will exactly know, okay, I have to deliver this by so and so date. And also it helps you identify if something is not going well, because you have that baseline, so you can quickly correct it. And it brings accountability to the team, because every team member knows now what is expected out of that person, right? And also it boosts the performance of individuals and teams. So here you need to align on what metrics to be measured. Measure what matters. That is more important. Don't measure the things which does not matter, right? So measure only what matters to your team in achieving your goals. So everybody will ask, what specifically we want to achieve? Is our goal clear? And can I explain my goals to anyone? And how I want to be measured? Very, very important. How our team want to be measured. And then the last but not the least one is transparent for everyone to see. That means your goals and current performance should be made public to all. So your team goals should be made public to all your team members, your stakeholders, cross-functional stakeholders as well. And employees can understand how their activities, individual activities, support the bigger goal, right? Because you may have a bigger, objective, a bigger goal. And for that, every individual has to contribute. Now, by making transparent that, okay, person X is working on this, person Y is working on this, person Z is working on this, and this is our, objective to be accomplished, our goal to be accomplished, then everybody knows how they are contributing to the bigger goal. Because in the SMART framework, that is missing. Because individually you set the SMART goals, but you don't know how others are working and how you are contributing to the bigger goal. But this is the advantage of your FAST framework. And you also know other teams' agenda, right? And you also know cross-functional teams. So there will not be any redundancy. If you are working on a particular task to accomplish a goal, your cross-functional team do not need to do it. But many times we see that two teams working on the same objective, and unnecessarily it is a redundancy. So that can be avoided, right? And then You need to clearly align your team members who should have the visibility of our goals. If your team definitely should have visibility. At the same time, apart from your team, who all should see these goals and metrics? Is it your cross-functional team who are depending on you? Is it your management team? So you need to decide, based on the discussions. So what role we play in achieving the goal as an individual and as a team? Is the task whatever we are doing is contributing to goal? So every time you discuss that, and if something is not really important to achieve your goal, you will strike it off. You don't need to do that. And how we can utilize strengths of our people more effectively, and what support we need. Having said that, is every goal need to be transparent? Need not be. What are the exceptions? If you're working on any legal issues, you don't need to really make it visible. If you are working on some sensitive issues, it can be personal or it can be organizational, that need not be discussed with everybody. Pending acquisitions, you don't need to do, and specific skill sets required. For example, if you are planning to move a person from your team to another team, and maybe that person has to learn something new as part of the succession planning, you don't need to discuss all those things, right? So in essence, the fast goals are basically, they are frequently discussed, they're ambitious, they're specific and transparent. And from these team goals, you can also derive individual goals, because once you have that specific, component, the metrics, what I want to measure, how I want to be measured, what I need to achieve by when, that becomes part of your individual goals. So you can set fast goals for both teamwork as well as individual performance. And this is very powerful and much better than SMART framework. Okay. Thanks for watching this. We'll come back with more topics. See you in the next video.